Hi Vivian, how you doing? I've got your work up. I'm sorry. Here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, I've got your work up here, and we've got 6 pages, and I just want to describe what each page looks like and how it relates to the final presentation and the requirements of that presentation. Okay, so you have your opening page where you have your logo. And that's good. This seems to be in presentation format. So that's good. That's good that you're showing this as a presentation. So moving on to page 2, we see ECOS is an organization to educate people about what you're missing about the water problem in the world. The purpose is to educate different ways that can improve your life. And that's a pretty broad statement, but this is good right here. And I think if you expound on that right there, that's good. And just build this right into that. The mission statement as it relates to ECOS, and that's great. ECOS mission is blah blah blah. After just defining ECOS, let's go to page 3. Now you have your logo, and that's good. But again, if you have to check your writing because this is improper. ECOS was chosen by the world, Eco World Friendly. And I know that English is, I think English is your second language, if I remember correctly. But the case that the case is that you have to have this in presentation format, meaning that you can't have any errors in spelling at all. Okay, and then this, now remember, this is going to be a print piece, or at least a good portion of it is. So you would need to give your CMYK colors. And always, when you give CMYK, you'll always give the RGB equivalents as well. So be sure to give CMYK and RGB for your colors. It also looks like you're missing a couple of colors. This orange right here, that's not defined. So, and then it looks like that other orange is a tint of this orange. If it's not, you would need to find those orange colors as well. The trade show booth, now this is where, this is not indicative of what we're looking for. I think this is where the weak link is so far. We can't use this. It doesn't give us any information at all. It's almost not even recognizable. I'm going to give you an example of a trade show. And I'd like you to also think about this. And I'm going to describe this assignment to you in 1 second in very plain terms and exactly what it is we're missing and what we're looking for. So then you have your collateral piece, and you started to design it, but you don't have any information. You have this is all lorem ipsum. So this isn't, it doesn't show us anything at all. Nothing. So it doesn't pertain to what we're saying. Did you see what I'm saying? It doesn't pertain to the assignment yet. It looks like you're starting to, but this is far from finished. We can't call it finished when we have this Greeking in here, or this lorem ipsum. Okay. Next page is the giveaway, and I just don't know what this is. I don't know what it is. It looks like a bottle inside of some sort of a capsule, but there's no description. Now, this is the part where I want to start describing things. This assignment is just as much about how this relates to sustainability as it is about design itself. So each one of these pieces, as we go to the requirements for this assignment, we can see that you're to continue development in a trade show booth using Adobe Illustrator. Now it says a label and describe is appropriate. That means you have to tell us exactly what your idea is here. What are the materials and why is it sustainable? And why is it the best choice for sustainability? Then you're supposed to use InDesign to create a near finished version of your collateral piece. That's that folder. And if you notice, it says near finished, but this isn't near finished. And don't forget, there's a B side to this too. I mean, there would be, if this is a trifold, there's another side on the other inside the trifold. So that needs to be designed as well. Okay, and then you need to describe everything. You need to describe the trade show booth, telling us what everything is. What is it made of? How does it get to? Sorry, I was saying that this needs to be labeled and described and tell us what it's made of using the materials list and tell us why it's sustainable. So describing everything in this assignment is just as important as showing what it is. Okay, and then for this piece, you would do the same thing. You would have to describe what is the intent of this and why is it sustainable. In other words, a lot of students, well, let me show you an example. I think that would be the best place to go right now. And again, don't give away, explain exactly why, what is the idea behind this, and how is it promoting the mission statement and the objectives of your client for their role in the trade show, in their trade show, in the trade show. So let's take a look at an example. And this is an example from class. So this is nothing that isn't available in a public forum. So you can see this right in our discussion board. So this is one of your classmates. This is the trade show booth. Okay, and see how it's all really almost finished, completely finished in the design. So this would be sitting on the floor, on the trade show floor. It would be propped up against something, and then she describes it as made out of wood pallet board, and then she describes exactly how it's made and the materials that's used to make it, and how it is sustainable. Okay. Then on the next page, she has her flash drive. Again, she's showing how it works, beautiful illustrations, and then telling us what it's made from, seed paper, and then describing in detail the materials list and how it pertains to sustainability. The next piece is the collateral material, the flyer, and again, we can see that formula repeated again, where she's got the piece, she describes the piece, and then gives it purpose by saying, okay, if you turn this in, you get 15% off of your parking. So this is a reason to induce people not to throw it away, and they can use it again. So therefore, it is sustaining sustainability, as it were. Make sense? And that's what I need from your project. I need you to really tie this in with purpose. Okay? You're getting close. I mean, I think you're starting to understand what's going on, but we just really gotta work this thing out. Okay? And again, feel free to take a look at the examples in your classmates' posts within this week's discussion board. Okay? Thanks very much. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.